In other news, the Supreme Court has affirmed Rufai Hanga as Senator-elect for Kano Central Senatorial District under the platform of the New Nigeria People's Party. The Apex Court also removed former Governor of Kano State Ibrahim Shekarau as the candidate of the NNPP in the February 25th National Assembly election. Delivering judgment in an appeal brought before it by the Independent National Electoral Commission, the court upheld the judgments of the Federal High Court and that of the Court of Appeal, both in Abuja, which had earlier upheld the candidature of Rufai Hanga as candidate of the party. The judgment, prepared by Justice Uwanin Abba Aji, but delivered by Justice Emmanuel Agi, the Supreme Court held that INEC's appeal lacked merit and substance and dismissed it. Let's now talk to an NNPP chieftain, Ladipo Johnson, who's joining us on TVC News at 7. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Johnson. Since you're a lawyer, let's explore the legal implication of this judgment. As it relates to Section 33 of the Electoral Act, it states clearly how a political party can substitute the name of a candidate that has already been submitted to INEC. There are only two conditions: if the candidate voluntarily withdraws and if the candidate dies. And in the event of these two conditions, it says that the political party cannot automatically substitute the candidate. It has to now organize another primary election within 14 days. Talk to us about whether NNPP certified this provision as at the time that Senator Shekarau withdrew his candidacy.
Yes, good evening. Thanks for having me. I do apologize. I'm in some traffic jam somewhere on the island. Yes, when Senator Shekarau wrote to INEC, wrote to the party and said he was leaving us, he moved to the PDP at the time. The party immediately wrote to INEC and organized another set of primaries for the position. This was done. INEC refused to recognize that Shekarau had left, although he had written to them, and that we had organized primaries in which Senator Hanga had won. We then approached the courts, and the courts granted us judgment. INEC refused and appealed to the Court of Appeal. There again, the Court of Appeal upheld the judgment of the High Court, and then they now appealed to the Supreme Court.
We were talking about the efforts of the NNPP to reach out to INEC aftermath Senator Shekarau's withdrawal. INEC's position at the time was that only Senator Shekarau could have written to the commission indicating that he has voluntarily withdrawn from the race, which is required by the Electoral Act, Section 33. But let's move forward from what has happened now prior to this judgment. How is INEC reacting to this latest development? Is the commission willing to give the winner the certificate of return?
Well, we hope that they are. If not, they'll be in contempt of the judgment of the Supreme Court. They've been ordered to issue a certificate of return to Senator Hanga. But unfortunately, we had a situation where about 30 to 40% of our candidates at the National Assembly elections were not uploaded to the INEC portal by INEC, although we had court judgments asking them to do that. So that is why we feel that, unfortunately, we feel that INEC was working for God knows who. We didn't understand why that would happen. In fact, in this case, Senator Shekarau wrote to INEC when he was leaving. The party wrote to INEC that he had left. So I don't understand. We don't understand why it took so long, and they had to appeal to the Court of Appeal, then to the Supreme Court, before finally we had the judgment today. We do hope that they will issue and present him his certificate of return, hopefully in the next few days.
NNPP Chieftain Ladipo Johnson, thank you for talking to us on the News at 7.